Hey Revamp dolls, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys part 2 of how to install a lace closure. This part we're going to do some tweezing to make that scalp look like flesh. Stay tuned if you like what you see. So remember when I said that the band is very important? Well, here we are. I'm cutting off the extra lace material from the band, and this is the big part of how we're going to install our lace closure. Once you have cut off the extra material, you're going to go ahead and sew it onto the lace closure. Now don't go crazy with the stitches right here, because once we sew the lace closure down, we're cutting the band off. So do 2 to 3 stitches only, and that should be secure enough. Once you've sewn both bands onto your lace closure, both sides of your lace closure down with the band, go ahead and get your client to hold the front part, place it on nice and snug, and place it 1 inch above the braid. Very important to place it 1 inch above the braid. Then you sew down both corners of your lace closure. What's so wonderful about the band is now you no longer need your client to help you hold down your lace closure, because the band is doing the work for you. Now that our corners are sewn down, it's pretty much a walk in the park. Just sew the closure down on the left side and the right side. Notice here I do have a big flap going on, so go ahead and reinforce those corners down. It's not a big deal, just reinforce it down and keep it moving. Once I've sewn down my left and right side, I pretty much just go back in and check and refine my part to make sure everything is laid nicely, and just tweeze a little just to define my part and see where I'm looking at. I want to see that flesh and I want to see that scalp. Alright, so now here I am cutting off the band with a blade. I told you guys, and you see it's 1 inch above her braid, and that's very important for when the hair grows. You don't want that lace closure shifting back in 1 to 2 days. So here I have my wefted hair, and I'm going to use this as my anchor and use this as a way to tack down that lace closure. So I'm sewing in the corner now, and I'm gonna just stitch the wefted hair as if I'm braiding it, as if I'm sewing it onto something, but I'm really not, until I get to the braid. So I'm just sewing it all the way down like so, and now the braid is here. I'm pulling tension and I'm gonna stitch under the braid so that it lays nice and flat for a nice, neat install. Repeat the same process on the opposite side as well. Now this technique was inspired by a wonderful lady named So Natural. I'll put the link below as to where I got this idea from. Once our two anchors are sewn down, we will sew the back portion of our lace closure. Make sure you do this last so that way you don't shift your lace closure back. Once complete, it should look something like this. Here I am checking my work. It's always good to go back and check before you start sewing in your bundles. So I'm just checking to make sure our part is straight and I've tweezed enough of our lace closure. We try to make sure you can see the scalp through the lace closure. That's our whole goal. Now I've tacked down the left side of the lace closure here, and I'm going to go ahead and follow through with the right side. I'm going to sew onto that braid you see there. So that way, while you're styling, whatever they're doing, it doesn't shift back. So our lace closure is sewn down, it's not going anywhere. It will not be shifting back at all. Now as her hair grows, that lace closure will wrinkle, and that's when you know it's time for a tighten up. But up next we have the sewing of our bundles and styling, and stay tuned because I'm using this amazing flat iron that actually can straighten the hair in one pass. So you don't want to miss that tip on what tool that is and where to get it from.